The champions of the future heads to Italy for round 3 to the Leopard circuit Viterbo for what is set to be an almighty weekend of racing. In time qualifying, Scott Marsh took the honours on pole position, and going into those qualifying heats took 2 of them on the first day of racing.
Yeah, I mean, if you asked me a couple of weeks ago where would I be on pole here, I wouldn't have said so, but over the moon with that.
Peschel also took the honours in the first heat, with Costoya having a very good run. Kenzo Craigie also having a very good start to the weekend, winning his first heat of the weekend. Going into Friday's racing, Noah Wolfe was the one to watch as he took the first heat win of the day. Christian Costoya continued his trend as he was looking at maximum points going into the last race. Kenzo Craigie taking another win as well, with Christian Costoya and Elliot Kaczynski being the ones to watch. Marco Gas, Thibaut Ramaekers also had a very good end to their day, with Kenzo Craigie taking the honours. Unfortunately for Costoya, not going his way and not claiming a pole position start. Drama would still ensue at the end of the races for the seniors, with a dramatic red flag to end the day, seeing 2 drivers off the track at turn 1. But it would be Scott Marsh who would take the provisional P1 ahead of Kenzo Craigie. Costoya, with a potential post-race penalty, could drop him to 4th, but at the moment he sits 3rd in the points, with Nicolo Cuman rounding out the top rows for the finals and superheats on Saturday.
I think when the tyres were all equal with everyone, I think we were the fastest, and when they weren't, we were still one of the fastest, so I think we're looking really good.
Saturday's racing for the 3rd round of the Champions of the Future at the Viterbo circuit started with Superheat 1 and Scott Marsh taking the win. Nicolo Cuman would finish in a very close 2nd place by just 0.7 of a second, with Thomas Pradier, Sebastian Mins and Sebastiano Pavan rounding out the top 5, with Mins gaining 7 places during the race. Dramas would unfold in that first race as well, with many of the top runners unfortunately retiring in the first opening laps. Superheat 2 would be a similar story. Kenzo Craigie from the front row of the grid would beat Christian Costoya across the line. The 2 of them in a very close fight, only 0.4 of a second finishing the drivers across the line. Thibaut Ramaekers and Jindra Peschel would round out the top 4, with Daniel Kelleher rounding out the top 5 after a very consistent race. Going into those finals, though, it would be Scott Marsh on pole position, as he would be joined by fellow countryman Kenzo Craigie on the front. Nicolo Cuman would round out the 2nd row, with Thomas Pradier and Thibaut Ramaekers on row number 3.
Here we go, the final in Viterbo is going. It's a great start from Cuman, good start from Marsh as well, who will lead through the first couple of corners. Craigie is held P2, Costoya has fought back as well, is into 3rd place. It's all scrapping and elbows out through the middle of the pack through turn 5, but a clean start once again. Oh, there's one driver off in the wall, it's one of the CRGs. No trouble though for Scott Marsh, he leads in the early stages.
Davide Battaro, the CRG off, and is that another one going off there? CRG are having a terrible one on this, and there you can also see drama for the 244 machine as well of Lewis Francis. He's tumbled down the order, so big dramas in these opening stages, but it is Davide Battaro, the first driver that we saw off the track, unfortunately as well. For the other drivers in that, it was a bit of a shaky start, and actually I think it might have been Sebastian Mins, the other driver, who had drama there going up into turn 10. So drama for many drivers, but crucially right at the front here, all still kicking off, not including that nice overtake there for Daniel Kelleher getting past Thomas Pradier, and into the pit lane, unfortunately, is the CRG. Sebastian Mins has retired.
Down the inside, chase for the lead, chase for 2nd. Marsh down to 3rd. Craigie has got through. Now, I was going to mention, we have not seen many winners from off the front row so far this weekend, but Kenzo Craigie, on the road at least, has done it 3 times. It's been a tremendous, a heroic return after what happened at Portimao, and he's going backwards now. There, Cuman down the inside, Kelleher through as well. Marsh is down to 5th place, make that 6th place, because here comes Thomas Pradier, and Pavan's going to have a go. You've got a feel for the young Briton here. He has been at the front of the field throughout the whole weekend, but now they're all having a go at him. Aston Sharp's in trouble.
Drama for Scott Marsh. He's just been flustered by the pack all going through, but he's going to get it back on this one because they've all still been fighting with each other. Drummond and Sharp have tumbled down the back of the order. There's Noah Wolfe trying to get his nose down the inside of Thibaut Ramaekers. That's a good move. James Anagnostianis is there just behind them as well. Aksoy is there. Peschel, Gas, Kinmark, Martinese all trying to get involved in this fight. Crucially, however, at the front, it's still kicking off here. Change for the lead once more, and it's Costoya of Spain who leads the way. Craigie back down to second place.
Big move from Christian Costoya, not only in the context of this race, but the championship as well. He's got to use this advantage that he's got. Turney, no scoring today. It's out goes Peschel, and
that's Nicolo Cuman.
And Nicolo Cuman is out of the final. The home favourite will not be on the podium. Yuri Peschel's week ends in disaster at turn number 10, and that's another 2 gone. So Martinese is scoring points again. Here goes Kelleher down the inside for second place. He's got it. Great move from the Irishman once again. Could he win this race?
What?
Could Daniel Kelleher, from 4th row of the grid, on a circuit where everybody said before the start of the weekend, you can't overtake round here, you can't do it. He's gone up 6 positions and is now setting in on Costoya.
As that's a car going very slowly, that's Zach Drummond, who at this moment is down in 20th place. He had a moment with Aston Sharp earlier on. Both of them descended down the order.
Damage.
And oh dear, he has got big damage there. That's a side pod dangling off.
Something early on in the race. Yeah, and what's going to go here? Probably. Oh, in fact, Zach's going to take matters into his own hands.
Yeah. This is how that overtake happened. Ramaekers down the inside of Wolfe down at turn number 5.
From it's out is Roman Kamyab. Roman Kamyab's final ends on lap number 9. No points for one of the stars moving up from the juniors from last year. It's been a really, really tough week as there is Zach Drummond walking away in the first couple of rounds. As there's Ramaekers down the inside of Scott Marsh. Another nice move from the Belgian, puts him into the top 5 now. In response, Wolfe goes down the inside of Marsh. Marsh seemingly doesn't have the pace to live with the very front contenders, which is a real shame. I wonder as well if he's not quite 100% at this stage.
Down the start-finish straight, big check over the shoulder, triple check over the shoulder, and down through turn number 1. We've not seen many of those attempts this weekend, but Ramaekers made it work, and Sebastiano Pavan now needs to look to the drawing board as he's now inside
to say, go on, Thibaut, have a go.
Oh, here we go.
As Aksoy goes down the inside of Scott Marsh. Once again, the Prema is looking very good through turn number 12. The second as Filippo Sala is out. What does Filippo Sala have to do to get a little bit of luck in the OK categories and get a good final result?
He's just lost a rear there, and that's a big shame for him. Down the inside, this is a nice little fight that we're seeing. Peter Stiller down the inside of Iacopo Martinese. That's a change for 11th place.
As another one's out, it's Amankara Osman for Forza Racing. Will go no further than lap number 14. Because Ramaekers has got the pace. Pavan's not been able to follow as here goes the Belgian down the inside. A lovely move once again from Thibaut Ramaekers, who steps up onto the podium.
They're all very good points, but certainly he's got his dander up now as he goes down the inside there of Sebastiano Pavan and moves up now into the top 5. That was probably a good time to do that because Aksoy, while we were talking there, has closed right in on this fight as well. Onto these laps here, Aksoy to the inside of Sebastiano Pavan, the driver from Turkey, taking that position away. That gives Wolfe the breathing space he needed.
Most intrigue at the moment. Peter Stiller, hello, down the inside of Thomas Pradier and up into the top 10.
Yeah, that's a 10th place gain now for him. That's a superb drive for him from P20 on the grid, but nicely done. Anagnostianis down the inside, next driver to get past the likes of Scott Marsh, moves him up into 8th place with an 8th place gain as well.
It's now side by side Martinese with Jacob Mikalev as through goes Peter Stiller, through past Scott Marsh, and that's a bit of an unconventional spot to go for an overtake. Lovely stuff from Dimitri Avdiev there, down the inside of Thomas Pradier.
The young Spaniard celebrated in his home country of Spain, where he won the final in Campillos. He continues that trend in 2025, but here in Italia, it's Spain on top. It's Costoya, the winner and the championship leader, going in to the final 2 rounds. In Denmark and Sweden, it is Christian Costoya from 3rd on the grid. He didn't have a Leicester flag, he didn't have pole position, but my goodness, did he have the pace, did he have the places, and he gains those 2 and finishes in P1.
We make a very good first laps, putting us P1, and then just try to make a very good pace around all the laps, and also these tires. Because of this hot, they create quite damage on them, and try to make the best pace as possible, and try to also be consistent each lap.
At the end of a pretty exciting final for Champions of the Future in Viterbo, Christian Costoya from P3 takes the win after 23 laps. Daniel Kelleher with an amazing charge with a 6th place gain, finishes in 2nd place. And Thibaut Ramaekers, just in those final stages, getting past Kenzo Craigie, would lock out the top 3 as the field head to Denmark for round 4 at the Rudby circuit.